Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, I ask that everybody who views this video, please pray as hard as you can. Please sing along with me, gesture, and definitely leave a dislike on this video. I always do very well when I get a lot of dislikes. Let's see at least 100 dislikes on this video. Let's pray again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, I need another big prayer for a financial breakthrough. And to understand why I need this breakthrough, we need to go back in time a little bit to 3 years ago. In September of 2022, I moved from Seattle to Phoenix, Arizona. And the big reason for that move is because it's a lot less expensive here in Arizona, obviously, compared to Seattle. Now, when I first got here, uh, I was doing okay financially, not as well as I am today, obviously. And my lack of resources kind of straitjacketed what I could do. Right, I was working at a tutoring center, and a lot of times I would put up with shit because I needed the money more than I needed my sanity, and that created its own set of dramas. I had a colleague who was, I want to say, 45 years old. He was a single dad, and I filled in for him so he could spend time with his kids. He took his kids to Disney World, which is good. I don't have a problem with that concept. But at the same time, it never reciprocated. In fact, one time I made the mistake of filling in for him one Saturday when he had COVID, and he recovered from COVID. But I was asked to go in every Saturday from then on, because the students, quote unquote, really love me. Yeah, I love them too. But I need my weekend. So I ended up having to work 6 days, and it was not like I got a solid 6 days. No, I got a total of 30 hours scattered across 6 days, and it was really frustrating. And then Taylor Swift performed here in Phoenix back in 2023, I think. And I was tutoring middle school students. A lot of them went out to see Taylor Swift. So we had a very sparse week, which is great. I like it when the students go out and enjoy themselves. The problem is that we had a few students who still wanted to come to the tutoring center, and none of my colleagues wanted to come. And so I ended up getting 6 weeks that week, or six hours that week. And so long story short, I still had to give up that week, right? It was scattered. It was not like I could take a vacation, at least not physically, right? And then I got paid for 6 hours, right? I got a check that was like only 80 some dollars, or I got a direct deposit actually. It was very upsetting to see that deposit in my. I need to go pull up an image of that. I probably still have it, and so I was very upset. And long story short, I lost the job there not long after that because actually, it's really funny why I lost the job. One day I was tutoring a 17, 18-year-old kid in physics. And what was really frustrating is that he just started his first dream job, which is nice. I love it when the students do well. But as a result, he could only come to tutoring at a very weird hour, and it created a gap in my schedule. And I was already very upset with him. Or not with him, but with the concept of having to work with him. I loved him, but one day he was telling me about his job, and I told him I didn't think my boss was around. I told him, the one thing to learn is to have some humanity and realize that the people you manage, because he was doing some kind of management level, people realize the people you manage are also human. And my boss accidentally overheard it. And not surprisingly, our relationship quickly went south, and he canceled a lot of my hours and all of that. And so I decided to. I had already landed another job, and I decided to file for unemployment against the tutoring center anyway, even though it was like mutually like a problem. And I ended up getting the unemployment. I only filed it because I wanted it to cause some trouble. I didn't expect to get money out of it. But that's the kind of drama I run into due to not having finances, right? If I had money, I wouldn't have thought about taking those extra hours that one time on a Saturday that led to more, right? And so So fast forward a year, 2 years later, I'm doing better financially. I would never dream of, if GCC told me to come in on a Saturday, I would never dream of that. Sorry, I have things lined up on Saturday. I don't even have to say what I'm doing, right? And just the other day, well, you guys heard, I asked for a day off to leave for Houston earlier. Now, here's the problem. I'm actually getting along really well with, it's a long distance relationship, obviously. And all of a sudden, I feel financially straitjacketed again because I'm thinking if I commit to seeing her once every 2 months, right, my finances aren't that beautiful anymore. They were only beautiful in the context of not having a relationship, and it's just really, it's just sad. I once again feel straitjacketed again at my job, and I'm almost wanting to sabotage the date. And you get the idea, right? And so I'm asking you to pray that some kind of breakthrough comes along. Some art piece that I make that I sell for 5 6 figures at one go, right? Or maybe I create a new cryptocurrency. Some breakthrough at my job, right? I don't see any sort of big breakthrough at my job. I mean, even if I did get a breakthrough here, it would probably involve additional commitment, right? So probably the art projects or the creating an AI is probably the best way to do that. Or maybe I meet somebody that comes from money. I don't think the girl I'm seeing in Houston comes from money. Probably the opposite, right? I'm probably going to be the one to support her. So, and another possibility is that I inherit some money. I suppose I wouldn't like that either. Maybe the price of one of my metals goes through the roof. I wouldn't like that either because I love working with all of the metals that I'm involved in. I guess I own some thallium and cadmium. I guess if those went to the moon, I'd be okay with it, right? I probably would have wished I had bought more, but at least I'll be okay with it, right? Uh, if yeah, one of the toxic metals that I own, if that goes to the moon, thallium, cadmium. What else do I own that's toxic? Lead. Uh, uh, Trying to remember my metals. Rhenium. I don't really work. Rhenium's not really toxic. I don't really work with it. Radium. I have 3 radium watches. I don't think it's going to be enough for it to be worthwhile. But maybe if people start collecting the antique watches, right? Or what else do I own? That I don't care about going to infinity. Oh, Trump wants to stop producing pennies. Maybe some of the pennies I own, right? I got about 3 million of those copper pennies, and I have a bunch of zinc ones that I haven't melt. I usually melt the zinc pennies to make stuff. Right? Maybe I should stop doing that because Trump's going to stop making them. Or I guess if nickel goes up, I won't be too upset. I don't really work with it. I mean, we did have that nickel bubble a few years ago. All right, so pray for that breakthrough, and because once again I'm panicking. I mean, I feel like my finances have been dialed back a few years ever since I got that relationship going. It's just weird. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.